Joining us. This is a briefing on the boil water advisory for customers in southern Prince George's County. I should note many customers are likely right now without water due to a lack of pressure in the system. But I'll go through kind of the overview of our current operations, sort of the bottom line up front, what has happened, where are we, where are the areas impacted by the boil water advisory and no water issues, and what do they need to do. Next steps. So what happens after a boil water advisory is issued? Kind of how do we go through the process of lifting that boil water advisory when the time comes? And then what supporting communications efforts we would request from our partners and upcoming briefings and engagement as we move forward. So bottom line up front, at approximately 12:40 a.m., our instrumentation in our control center indicated a sharp drop in the tank level at our St. Barnabas tank. That means we were losing pressure very rapidly. That was indicative of a large water main break, uncontrolled water main break. This drop in pressure, the location has not yet been identified, although just as we were getting onto this call, we did get a report of some water that was seen. So we're hopeful that that is the location, but we have not yet identified the location of the break. We have had personnel out searching for the break since 1 a.m. We're asking anyone in the area if they smell chlorine or they see unexplained running water to report it to our emergency call center. More on that in a minute. We did actually engage Prince George's County's police helicopter to help us search for this water main break. And as I said, we have not yet identified it. We did commence emergency coordination immediately after instrumentation showed the loss in pressure, and we determined that a boil water advisory would initially be required for areas south of Maryland 4 Pennsylvania Avenue. Subsequently, and in very short order, you will be getting an alert that's going to expand somewhat northward to include additional parts of the pressure zone because we have lost other tanks in the area, and that has caused those issues. The result of this is that many of our customers are likely without water service at this time because several tanks have lost pressure, and the tanks are really what provide the pressure in the system that serves our customers. We have made notifications. We sent out notifications via traditional media, social media, through our customer notification system, and in partnership with our Prince George's County partners through Alert Prince George's and through their wireless emergency alerts. That will continue throughout this emergency as the situation continues to evolve. What is impacted? So the boil water advisory is in place for a large portion of southern Prince George's County. This actually shows the expanded area. So I don't know, you should be able to see my mouse, but Maryland 4 Pennsylvania Avenue comes across here. Previously, earlier this morning, we thought only the portions south of Maryland 4 would be included. We have now had to include the areas north in the pressure in our pressure zones, and these areas have come into the boil water advisory area. What does a boil water advisory mean? It means that if customers have water that they can use, that they should bring it to a rolling boil for 1 minute and then allow it to cool before drinking, brushing their teeth, washing fruits and vegetables, preparing baby food and formula, making ice, or giving it to pets. At this time, that's precautionary. We do not have any confirmed contamination in the system, but when we lose pressure, one of the critical things we can do is issue a boil water advisory because we can't guarantee that there hasn't been contamination. And I'll walk you through kind of what happens after this on the next slide. So, next steps. After isolating the suspected issue, we expect pressure could return to most customers within several hours, possibly shorter than that. We are developing a sampling plan, which we work with our partners at MDE on to implement once water is restored. So once water is restored, we begin sampling the system. We have to have at least 2 consecutive rounds of bacteriological sampling that is clear of any contamination completed prior to lifting that boil water advisory. Testing for bacteriological, we have to set those up. They have to grow in the culture. It takes typically between 48 and 72 hours following the restoration of the system for at least those 2 rounds of testing to commence. So that's sort of the timeline we're looking at. As soon as we can restore the system, 48 to 72 hours after that, if all goes well as is planned. I should note, at this time, there is no indication of contamination, but again, due to system pressure loss, sampling is a necessary step to ensure public health before we can lift the boil water advisory. How can you and customers help? The biggest thing is we have not yet identified the water main break location. We need customers to help us locate that break by calling our emergency services center. That number is 301-206-4002. They're looking for water flowing steadily in wooded areas or streams that are running higher than normal. Anything like that might be an indication. It's likely not just sort of on the road. We think it may be in a wooded area or right of way because we are having trouble identifying it. We've had folks out looking for the last five hours or so. Customers can also notify us if they smell chlorine outside. That may be another indicator. Again, the best way to reach us is 301-206-4002. We want customers to register for our alerts. You can opt into the alerts that you want. You can enter up to 5 addresses. We send those out geo-targeted based on your location. Text and email are available. You can go to our website, wsscwater.com/CNS to get those. We are pushing out alerts through the CNS system in addition to traditional media, social media, and in partnership with our emergency management partners in Prince George's County. I see Tyrone Wells is on the line. I just want to say a big thank you to Tyrone for his help in getting those alerts out this morning on short notice and in the middle of the night. So thank you very much, Tyrone.
Sure.
Ongoing engagement, and then I'll get into answering questions. We have Ben Thompson, who is our acting director of production, on the line. He can answer with technical questions. But our next briefing is planned for 11 a.m. We hope to have more information at that time. We will push out a message on that soon, and we appreciate your feedback on this as we go forward. Ben, take it away.
Thanks, Dan. I just want to give an update to you and the group. I saw me go off camera for a minute. Field staff believes we have a very likely possible identification of the leak. We're trying to verify it now with chlorine analysis to ensure that it's potable water versus something else. So that is the good news. We'll follow up, obviously, with communications once we confirm that that is or isn't the situation, but we're hopeful at this point that we've at least found the leak, and that's as this meeting was happening. So if that happens, obviously, we'll isolate and start repair activities. And to your point earlier in the briefing, we'll still have to do the sample collection for bacteriological analysis back to back, which will take the 24 to 72 hour for turnaround. So much of southern Prince George's County will still be under the boil water advisory, even if this is identified to be the culprit.
Great, thank you, Ben. I want to open it up for questions. If you want to raise your hand, speak up, or drop a question in the chat, I'm happy to, Ben or I or one of the other folks here on the call can assist with an answer.
David, good morning. It's Jared McCarthy. Sorry, I can't find the raise hand feature.
Okay.
I'm assuming from your map that the courthouse is impacted right off of Route 4 in Upper Marlboro.
I would have to check. I will do that and get back to you. Is that okay? I just don't know off the top of my head. But yes, I will check on that courthouse, and we may be able to get you that while we're on the line here.
Yeah, please, as soon as you can, so I can notify the 2 administrative judges, because that will change their operations. And I saw Tyrone already asked for it, but yes, if we could have the slide deck as soon as possible, that would be helpful as well. Thank you.
Yep. Tyrone, we will share the slides, and council member Ivy, let me scroll back up. This is the impacted area. This is a static map. We are working with our team to make this an interactive one that folks can punch in their information, but that is not yet available. But we are working on that. In terms of schools, I don't have an answer on that, but I believe we may have a representative of the school system on the line. Jamie, I hate to put you on the spot, but would you happen to be able to answer Council Member Ivy's question?
Good morning, all. I apologize. I did not hear her question. Is she asking which schools are impacted?
Yeah, she's asking if schools will be closed today.
Well, we were waiting to get a confirmation of which areas would be impacted. Thank you for that important question. Thus far, the only school closed today is Cesar Chavez Dual Immersion School because there was an earlier water main break there. And also today is a 2-hour dismissal, 2-hour early dismissal, given the inclement weather for all PGCPS schools.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any
Well,
other?
what I still need to know, I'm sorry, it's Jolene again. I still need to know would other schools in that area be closed today? I mean, it seems to me if they have no water, and I don't know if you know which ones have no water, and even if they have water, it's not like kids are going to do a 2-hour, boil water and all of that. Do we have water available for them in the schools? And I know that's not a WSSC question, but.
Yes, ma'am, understood. And we are getting intel as we speak. And thus far, nothing has come in just yet of schools without water, except for Cesar Chavez Dual Immersion School. And this is going to change statically as personnel report to the schools.
Miss Jamie,
Yes.
this is Tyrone with Emergency Management. I did make contact with Mr. Stefanelli a little earlier, and they're trying to make an assessment, as you said, right now,
Yes.
as to specific facilities that are directly impacted.
Thank you so much. He and I also spoke, and at the time that he and I spoke, which is probably about 25 minutes ago, did not have a list of schools to share with him because we're trying to get an intel on which schools will be impacted. But the communication was sent out to the entire PGCPS team at 2:20 a.m. when WSSC notified us. So more information coming in. Thank you. I hope I answered your question successfully, Council Member Ivy.
Sure. I guess this is just something we're trying to figure out now. I guess I'm just trying to help out with the bus situation because buses start going out and
Okay.
if kids aren't able to go to school, that's an important fact.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
Chair,
yeah,
Chair Ivy, this is Keisha Powell.
Yes.
Can I offer that, Miss Jamie, we can have our team work with you within the boundary area that's identified.
Yes.
Just making sure that we have a list of those schools because those schools are likely to be impacted.
Thank you so much, CEO Powell, and customer advocate Wilkins, as well as Guzman, been working feverishly with us, and happy to continue to partner with them. Whatever is needed, we will certainly continue to work together because we certainly want our constituents and parents and so forth to know. Thank you.
And I'll add too, we have shape files for GIS. So if that's helpful to help you all kind of understand the location, we can share those as well. So please just let me know what we can do to support you and we will.
Thank you so much.
And I have one more question. It's Jolene again.
Yes, ma'am.
So the schools, what you might know is that areas that have no pressure and are not able to have any water, I think those schools would be closed because they can't even flush a toilet.
Was that a question? Is that a question?
Yes. Do we know where the areas are that have no pressure, that have no water?
Haven't received that list yet. When I get off of this call, my goal is to be back in touch with Mr. Stefanelli and the rest of our team to see if they have reports coming in.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other questions? So we have recorded this call and we will share share this with folks on our website. We are also going to have a follow-up call at 11 a.m. Stand by for an email with the link for that call. It should come out shortly. And we are likely going to be issuing another press release. It may have gone out while we were on this call that expands that area just north of Maryland 4 in this graphic, and additional notifications will need to go out for that. At this time, as Ben said, we hope we've found the break. Once we can isolate that break, we should get pressure back into the system fairly rapidly, and then we can go into the next steps in our plan. So much appreciated, and we will talk to you again at 11 a.m. Thank you all. Oh, wait, Miss Alston.
Yes, as I was calling, just a call just came in. Thus far, we have Skyline Administration Center and North Forestville High School, Elementary, I apologize, North Forestville Elementary and Skyline Admin.
We will get you a list of the schools in the impacted area as soon as possible. So stand by for that. I will forward them to you.
Thank you. Benjamin started middle school, and more are coming in as we're having this call with you.
And these are schools that are impacted by boil water, or these schools are impacted by having no water?
No water at this time, Councilman Ivy. And we're going to have a comprehensive list available, but so far as I'm on this call, I'm getting calls letting me know which schools are now reporting out as having no water.
Okay.
And so, Chair Ivy, all customers in the impacted area, because of the extent of the outage, would be subject to the boil water advisory.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you have no water, then you obviously can't boil it either.
Right. Well, we expect that if they have indeed located the issue, that once it's isolated, we're hoping that it would not take long to restore the system. So then there would be water, and the advisory would be in effect until we have those clear samples.
Great.
We'll have to speak with the schools to make sure that we have a clear understanding of what their protocols are under those circumstances. We'll do that.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, WSSC team.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah, and I don't know if there's I'll give one more call for questions.
No, David, it's Jared again. Just make sure when you send out the information, send it to everyone.
Will do. Thank you all.
Thank you.
We will talk to you again at 11 a.m. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.